This perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Power Season 6 Episode 4. And before I get to this review, I want you guys to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and follow me on Twitter at perpminded, because I post a lot of other shit I can't post here on YouTube, and updates and whatnot. But anyways, I like this episode. But there's one thing I don't like in this episode. I'll get right into it. So, Ghost wakes up and he starts hallucinating like he's seeing Angela. And I don't really know how I feel about this. Yeah, Ghost is kind of going crazy. He's kind of paranoid. He still has to deal with Jason, and Jason still wants his money from Ghost. So, the whole Angela Ghost thing, I honestly don't know how I feel about it. What do you guys feel about it? Meanwhile, Tommy meets up with his crew to tell him, we're getting more work. But Tommy's mom's at the crib, and she wants to kind of get to know Lakeisha. That's kind of obvious. And try to see where her head is and try to pick her brain. And she also asks Lakeisha about, Holly and whatnot. And I wonder if Lakeisha's going to want to dig into that more. But anyways, we get this scene with Cooper Saxe and Proctor's baby mom. And he's running over some recordings, and it's not looking good for her. Those tapes aren't doing her any justice, and it's not helping Saxe. So he pretty much puts more pressure on her and tells her, you just gotta do better, or else this is all useless and I can't really help you. Meanwhile, we get an interesting scene where Proctor pulls up with Dre, and Ghost is ready to poke this motherfucker's eyes out, and he wants nothing to do with Dre. But Proctor tells Ghost, look, he can help us, because he knows Cooper Saxe is trying to run a RICO case on him. So Dre tells Ghost about the witness. So they start coming up with a plan, even though Ghost is kind of against it, but he knows it's only good. This is the best for business. Meanwhile, Tasha, she's getting the daycare all set up, and she got a new love interest. Introduced to this dude named Quentin. He kind of is suspect, but we're just got to wait and see. Some more issues with Ghost is popping up with Tasha, like her signature being forged, and she's not having that. So she tries to pull up to the campaign office, and I'm forgetting her name, Jesus, but I feel like she has her own motives. She pretty much tells Tasha, just let it go, let the past be the past type thing, I guess. But I'm sorry I drawn a blank on her name. I just thought of it, but then I lost it. But anyways, Ghost has his own issues he's trying to deal with. He's trying to get away from Jason, also trying to control the situation with Tate, but also he doesn't know that Tate is watching him. But I'm pretty sure Ghost knows what's up, and he's watching him pretty closely. Meanwhile, we got your boy Tyreek getting himself into a dummy mission. He's stealing pills for Vincent, and he ends up taking supply from Tommy, which I'll get into shortly into this review. Speaking of Tommy, he's getting ready to make moves, doing his little ambulance business, but there's been a kind of a traffic delay, and while this is going on, Ghost takes the opportunity to shoot his shot and try to take out Tommy. Kind of fails, but the dude that Tate hired is watching him do this the whole time, and he ends up getting pulled up on by some, cops that are paid by Tate, and Tate pretty much tells him, like, I knew you would fuck up, pretty much. And Ghost pretty much shoots back at him. It's like, you're not tough, bro. And it's so dope because, Ghost ain't trying to let Tate intimidate him at all. But he really needs to stop seeing this Angela Ghost, because she's a really bad influence on him. So as Dre, Ghost, and Proctor work together, Dre is wired, and he's having a conversation with Sax about, the whole situation with Ghost and everything. And they're trying to get info or any type of address or where they can find this witness. And Sax pretty much slips up, and Dre is able to find out where this witness lives. So he ends up pulling up on her, and not alone, he's with Ghost. And he's sitting there thinking, like, damn, he's going to kill her right now. And he's relaying information to Sax at the same time. So instead of killing the witness, Ghost decides to give her an envelope full of money and say, I'm sorry, which pretty much is like a bribe, telling her, like, giving her hush money, pretty much. But Dre is really slipping. You could see that he's very paranoid, and Ghost knows what's up. He knows he can't trust Dre. The FBI show up there, and Ghost sees this, so he knows something's up with Andre. But I really think Andre's gonna die sooner than later. Who knows? Because you see him tagging along with Ghost still, and Jason pops up to the club talking his shit to Ghost, and they're just talking about Tommy and what is he gonna do, trying to see where Ghost's head at. And Ghost is like, nah, I'm not beefing with Tommy. That's not, which leads me to believe that Ghost is going to take out Tommy himself. I mean, not Tommy, Jason himself, because he's becoming an issue for him. Meanwhile, Tommy meets up with Vincent, and he finds out that Tyreek is the one that stole the pills from him, and Vincent was the one that put him up to it. So him and Vincent are bumping heads, which I think Tommy's gonna go try to kill Vincent when he gets a chance, or So anyways, Sax continuously puts the pressure on Proctor, but things are in Proctor's favor right now, but not for long. I'll get to that very shortly toward the end of this review. So Tommy confronts Tyreek and tells him, like, why did you steal these pills from me? Why are you some type of doughboy now? And Tommy's just really looking out for Tyreek, and Tyreek has his own motives. I think he's going to try to play Tommy and Ghost at the same time, and I think that's going to end up with him getting hurt. Who knows? It's going to be really interesting to see that whole scenario play out. But let's go back to, Lakeisha and Tommy's mom. And they're just talking about Tommy, and she to me drops a lot of gems, some things that, Tommy probably isn't aware of, or he is aware of, but he's ignoring. And she tells him, like, look, she's not the one. You can find somebody else. She's not about this lifestyle. And Tommy's like, nah, you're tripping. Get the fuck out of my house, pretty much. But anyways, speaking of family feuds, you got Tasha and Ghost getting into a little argument about Raina and just money situation. Like, Ghost is giving her shit for investing money with Tate into this daycare, and she kind of flips it back on him, like, you're just making a statue for yourself. Raina would want me to do this because I'm taking care of myself and I'm taking care of the family. And he finally gets to meet this new dude, and he kind of gives him the stink eye, and immediately, Tasha has to cut her off, and I think she's kind of worried for this guy. I still don't know what this guy's deal is. What's his background? Does he really like care for Tasha? And it's so weird. I don't know. It's just too soon for all this, to be honest, in my opinion. But anyways, Tyreek gets himself into some shit with the Italians, especially Vincent. Kind of pissed him off. He lied to Vincent about who he truly was, and he finds out that he is Ghost's son. And Vincent kind of he has his own kind of motives. He wants to pretty much take everybody out, and he wouldn't hesitate to kill Tyreek. He pretty much said, but keeping things on Tyreek, him and Effie are getting closer. He's finally not a virgin anymore. Finally gets to clap them cheeks, but I still don't trust her. But who knows? Hopefully she don't do your boy grimy. But for the fans that are not fans of Tyreek, this will not be a bad thing if she ends up flipping on him. Honestly, I'm still not sold on Tyreek, but I still want to see how this all plays out. So let's get a bit dark, shall we? So we have Proctor dropping off his daughter, and his baby mom gets this letter in the mail where she fails a drug test, and Proctor had something to do with that. So later on in the episode, he comes back and finds out that she has pretty much overdosed on all these drugs. And I think this is where things are going to get pretty spooky for Proctor, because they're being tapped, and he pretty much let her die. So that's going to hurt Proctor and probably Ghost and blow his cover. So the episode ends with Tommy talking to Lakeisha, saying, I hope I can trust you, because this thing is ride or die pretty much. And I'm pretty sure Tommy wouldn't hesitate to kill Lakeisha, but he knows he doesn't want to. He wants to live a normal life. Meanwhile, you have Ghost, on the other hand, seeing the ghost of Angela being haunted by this thing, which is just so weird. I don't like it, honestly. I think it's really kind of goofy, but just gonna see how it plays out. Maybe this is going to be what's going to end up being Ghost's downfall. Well, who knows? I enjoyed this episode for the most part. Like the Ghost Angela stuff, I wasn't too fond of. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I thought this was a cool episode. Nothing too special. Still want to see how everything gets concluded at the end of this series. But until the next episode review, I'll check y'all out later. Peace.
What made that comedian different from that comedian? And it was the strength, the inner strength, the style, the confidence they had, not being afraid to fail. And if I could transcend that to a lot of people, whatever, it might not be comedy, it might be in the workplace, to give them that drive. That's where that I Ain't Scared of You came from. You can't be afraid.